the One Piece 4Kids anime, the Funimation dub, sub, and manga. We are comparing all of them. And today we are going to be covering episode 17 from my end. And yeah. So besides that, what's been going on with you, Ram?
For me, I guess like on the One Piece anime manga side, there is no manga chapter out this week as of when we're recording. Obviously, when this kind of goes out, there might have been a chapter out, but for now, when we're recording, there hasn't been a new chapter out yet. Um, as for the anime, there was an episode this week, and it was a really good episode. We're actually reaching like an emotional plot point um, in the arc, basically. It's definitely the anime is kind of getting very exciting, and I think probably sometime in October, I think we're gonna head into one of the more interesting parts of the arc that all the fans are kind of anticipating. The end, like people who read the manga, they're really excited to kind of like see this section of the arc come in the anime form. We're very excited. Um, Actually, I think it was either like 2 or 3 weeks back. The anime released a new opening theme song, and I don't know what the frequency is, but they released like a new theme song. I think it's once every few years, or I'm guessing it's something like that. And they released a new theme song, and the new themes of like stuff in the manga that we're excited about. So we're excited about what's going to happen in like the next few months. So that is something that we're looking forward to. On a personal note, I was able to play Fall Guys using my controller. I was thinking that my controller would have an issue in terms of like directional viewing, but it's not as big an issue as I thought it would be. I haven't won
Oh, yeah.
yet, but it's been a
Yeah, I
while
haven't won either.
since I played.
Of course, my wife Laura, as she is one of the best gamers ever, she won like the first night we played. Uh, she didn't uninstall it though, because with Fortnite she won and then uninstalled it, and then with Apex she won the first. She with Apex she literally won her first match ever, and then just uninstalled it and never played it again.
Oh, okay. Wow. So
Uh,
for her, it's like if she wins a game, she's uninstalling it.
no, that's just how she's been with the battle royales. She's like, well, I already I
Oh,
did
okay,
it.
okay, okay, okay.
But yeah, this game's fun enough. I think she wants to keep playing. Um, yeah, I've made it to the end once, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think usually the end game is like I know there's like two variations. One, at least that I know of, one is the blocks which disappear, the
Yeah,
hexagon or something, and the other is the tail. Like I think one person with the tail, and whoever ends up with the tail at the very end wins. I think those are the only two end games.
I
I've
think
only
there's actually a couple more. They might have removed some, but there was a couple different end games.
Yeah, I think the hexagonal one is pretty popular. At least like that's the one I seem to like whenever I watch
Yeah, I
it.
like that one for the end one. It seems pretty fair.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
the tail one, it feels like the person who has it at the beginning has like a slight advantage, sort of, if all because all they need to do is just run away.
The thing about the tail one that pisses me off is I feel like they should I feel like they need to delete the button to grab the tail.
Yeah.
I think if you just touch the tail, you should grab it. I think it would allow for a lot more chaos that way. But
Yeah.
I think it would be more fun.
Yeah, the whole grabbing the tail. It's a very weird thing. Even in the game where it's like teams
Yeah.
and whichever team, even that one where we grab the tail, it's like a little hard. But I don't know. Maybe we're just scrubs at the game.
No, I think they just need to make it not a button.
Yeah, no, I
But
agree.
yeah, yeah. So
So, yeah.
from my end, this weekend I was playing a game called Fantasy Star Online 2. Uh, Funny thing is there's like a new cosmetic item in it from the Persona game series, which is also an anime. Uh, wanted to spend $30 because I just, was really bored and I wanted to get this costume for my character. And I accidentally ended up spending 60 because I accidentally hit the button twice to pay for it. I was pretty pissed, but then I ended up getting 2 costumes I wanted, and there's a way to actually like sell the stuff that you don't want. So I guess it works out in the end, and I don't feel too bad about spending a little bit more money than I usually do on games because I'm not going on vacation anytime soon.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully we'll be able to go sometime at a certain point.
yeah, I want to just be like pissed that I spent all my money on stupid games and can't go on vacation. Like actually I would be happy if that would happen. Just because I could go somewhere, period.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, other than that, I just been only thing we've been watching on TV is we're finally starting to watch we like stopped at season 3, but we're finally starting to pick up again on Boy Meets World.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen that show?
Boy Meets World or Girl Meets World?
Boy Meets World.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's like nostalgia right there. That's what we watched when we were kids.
Yeah, would you like watch it when you got home from school and stuff?
Yeah. In the evenings, yeah.
Yeah, same here. So yeah, we're watching that on Disney Plus. I
Nice.
think we're like halfway through season 4. We finished up season 3, and yeah, I love that show. I always did. I'm remembering like almost all these episodes that we've watched. So
Yeah. It's yeah, no, I love that show. When it actually came back, I wanted to watch the Girl Meets World remake. So I
yeah,
try to watch that whenever I can because apparently like yeah, they even had like Mr. Feeney on it once. So
yeah, yeah. We'll probably watch that afterwards. I've seen bits and pieces of it, and it's not as good. But
yeah.
I mean, I'll force myself to watch it. I have to. Uh,
Remakes are tough. Remakes are tough.
yeah, yeah. I am not. Talking about remakes, the more and more I watch, like my wife likes the Full House remake, and the more and more she watches it, the more and more I realize I actually hate the original too.
Oh, of the original Boy Meets World.
No, the original Full House. Like
Okay.
I don't know. It's just after it's too I don't know cliche. Like every episode always has like such a happy ending. I don't know. It's like the formula is always the same.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's a lighthearted show from the late '80s, early '90s.
So yeah, that was pretty much my weekend. I guess do you want to get into the episode?
Sure.
All right. So like I said earlier, my episode is episode 17. My episode's name was The Scrub in the Shrub. So yeah. The episode starts off with Usopp aboard the ship, fantasizing about being taken over and preparing for an attack. All of a sudden, Luffy unveils a terrible looking hand drawn flag of a pirate's skull. Nami says the art is terrible. Usopp reveals he's a gifted artist and his graffiti has won awards. Um, he then reveals that he's been doing graffiti for 50 years, and he reveals a flag of his own that looks like his face, kind of. It's like a skull that looks like his face, in that it has a big nose. Um, Luffy says that there's no way that he's 50, and Luffy is the captain, not him. And then it cuts to Usopp finishing a flag that looks more like the flag that we actually see in the intro, the classic One Piece flag. Um, Nami and Luffy approve, and Usopp draws another logo on the main sail as Luffy says the SS Marigold is ready for action. Is that pretty similar to yours so far?
Yeah, basically, like, yeah, Usopp, he just kind of pretends to kind of like be in action. He jumps down and sees that everybody's just kind of like chilling around. Yeah, Luffy. Yeah, he draws like this awful looking like flag too, and kind of similar to you guys. Like, yeah, he says, yeah, he's been doing this for 50 years. He's like world renowned, and Luffy kind of goes with it. He kind of makes a joke about how like, oh yeah, he must be like really old, and then Usopp's like, hey, I'm not really. They kind of do that, but yeah, Usopp draws a flag that doesn't remotely look like it looks more like Usopp. It's like
Yeah,
Spartans to that. So yeah, very similar. And then he redraws the flag to make it look more like a straw hat flag that resembles Luffy. But yeah.
got it. Yeah. So then Usopp begins to rest as he's tired of his hard work. As we notice, the crew is headed for a huge black cloud. Nami says it's the fabled Golden Island that is full of mythic dangers, as anyone who enters faces the wrath of the ghost of the island. All of a sudden, it begins to rain, as Usopp says it must be the ghost of the island, uh, which I thought was funny because it just seems like a rainstorm. Um, the crew finally makes it ashore as they get off and walk through the island. Some plants start to move, like kind of like Venus flytrap looking plants, and they scare Usopp as he begins to stand really close behind Zolo. Nami says there's many treasures here, but no one has been brave enough to stay long enough to find them. Nami then says that she's heard a story before of a pirate who woke up to see his face turned into a wild boar, and another pirate who woke up and had his mustache turn into a snake and snap his neck. Zolo decides to go to sleep as Luffy all of a sudden sees a snake with a bunny's face, and then he sees a scary looking dog with a rooster like face kind of, and a panda that's also a bat. They just kind of walk by the scene and they scare Usopp and Nami. Nami mentions that they are surrounded as a voice says, "Do not come any further." Luffy asks who it is, and it answers that it is Gaimon, the ghost of the island. It then warns the crew not to step one further, as they will have to face a trial. Luffy says he's just made it up, as we see a bunch of animals, another crazy animals that look like freaks of nature. Uh, and he reveals that he has transformed all the previous people who came ashore onto the island into these abominations. Is it pretty similar so far from yours?
Yeah, I mean everything is so far similar. The name of the island in the Funimation one is Treasure Island.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing. So from where you said so far, does Gaimon reveal he was a pirate?
Not yet. So he's right about to.
Okay.
Yeah. So a pig with a mane bites Luffy's lips. As Gaimon asks Luffy who he is, and Luffy reveals he was a rubber man. Gaimon then reveals that he was once a pirate, and then realizes he says he's said too much, and then tells them to be quiet as they will now face that trial. So is that pretty similar?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Luffy kind of does something, and then Gaimon kind of reveals that how he used to be a pirate, and then I think like Nami calls out how a god used to be a pirate and such, and that kind of called him out.
Yeah. All right. So all of a sudden, traps come out, and a boulder hits Luffy, which he bounces off. Then a cannon is pulled out from the bushes and shoots Luffy as he bounces it off and says the loud bang hurts his ears. Uh, I guess Gaimon is shocked and begins to run off as Nami grabs the gun and says it's now theirs as Luffy runs to shore to try to catch Gaimon.
And so wait, it's an actual gun and not like
Yeah,
a slingshot.
it's an actual gun. And
Oh wow.
he does actually fire the gun, but I guess since it bounces off Luffy, there's no like blood or anything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I was surprised. Yeah, basically, like Gaimon starts to do some sort of trial, and he shoots at Luffy, but obviously Luffy being a rubber guy, it like bounces off of him, and then Gaimon sees this and runs away. But yeah, he like shoots his gun. So I'm kind of surprised that Fork is actually used a gun in this sense.
Yeah, maybe they felt fine and using it since Luffy can't be hurt by the gun. But yeah, they didn't. It didn't even look like have like any orange tip or anything on it. It looked like a full on pirate gun.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
What does Gaimon sound like? Does he have like a weird accent or something?
uh, not really. Just a normal voice. I mean, kind of like a scratchy type of voice.
Oh, okay, okay, good. Yeah, that's what he sounds like in the Funimation dub too.
Okay, so I guess it's similar. I wonder. I wonder if I don't know. Did you watch the sub? Is his voice scraggly too?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty hilarious, but yeah, I mean it's kind of that stereotypical kind of like pirate voice. Like
Yeah,
yeah, it's not like something like too insane. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. So um yeah, so Luffy runs to shore to try to catch Gaimon. Luffy looks behind him to see a shrub with feet running into a tree. All of a sudden, it reveals itself to be a talking bush stuck in a treasure chest with a human face and feet. Uh, it then tries to run off as Luffy attempts to catch it, but it flies off a cliff. But Luffy flies off a cliff. It and Luffy fly off the cliff. Luffy manages to catch him, and the force of him flying back sends him up into the air. We then see Luffy and crew talking to the shrub, as Luffy says he must have a heart of gold, and Gaimon realizes what the stupid pun that he's made, and he's kind of like pissed off.
Mhm.
Um, then Gaimon reveals he's been trapped in there for 20 years and has been all alone. Zolo then wakes up from his nap and sees Gaimon and is terrified, and then also calls him of heart of gold. They try to remove him out of the chest, but he says, "No, you can't do that. I'm stuck." Gaimon asks who the crew is, as Luffy reveals that he's the king of the pirates, and soon One Piece will be his. Gaimon says that going to the Grand Line turns pirates into zombies. When they come back, they are never the same. He says it's been 20 odd years and no one has gotten it yet. Uh, the Shrub and Luffy look at the map as both of them reveal they don't know how to read maps. Luffy tells Nami to trust him, that they will one day get the One Piece. Still similar on your end?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything's kind of one to one on that part. He sees that they're actually like not like bad people trying to like harm or anything, so he sees them as like good people and stuff. So and yeah, similar. They both can't read the map and such, so
Yeah. Okay.
nothing figures out. But he does take Luffy to where he needs to. Yeah.
Yep. So then, yeah, Egon. It's so the weird thing about this is when he first reveals himself, like as like in the shadows, his voice sounds a little bit different, and it sounds like he says his name is Egon. I don't know. I guess it's just like the weird voice or whatever. But then like later on, like he says, yeah, his name's Gaimon. I'm sure he does say Gaimon, but it's just like the voice is kind of weird. So yeah, like at first I was calling him Egon, and then he like clearly says Gaimon. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah. So Gaimon then says 20 years ago when he was younger, he only cared about one thing, and it was the treasure. And that when him and his crew came there, they only found one empty chest and decided to head off. Uh, the captain walks off as Gaimon wonders what it is on top of the hill that the pirate never checked and begins to climb up. Now, the captain is familiar, right?
No, no one. I like so yeah. Gaimon's captain, right?
Yeah,
He's not. I don't know. Like thus far from what I know, he's not like a well-known like captain.
but I imagine he's going to come into play later, right? You can just say
Honestly,
yes or no, or you don't remember.
no, 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 no. honestly, maybe it is something that I completely forgot, but honestly, that arc, besides serving this purpose and then something else that's gonna come later, I really don't know what the purpose of this guy and this character is, honestly. Because like, yeah, I don't know what to
Okay.
say.
Yeah, so
Like,
it seemed
maybe it
like
is
go ahead.
maybe it is something that obviously since he's been stuck on that island for 20 years and they're in the East Blue, maybe it factors into Shanks's crew because Shanks's crew started 20 years ago too. So it's possible, but I'm not completely sure. Like, it's just maybe it comes into play in the next arc in One Piece, but right now, yeah, dude, I have no idea how he actually ties into the story. I mean, besides, I really don't know. Like, there is one other thing that happens with Gaimon later on, uh, fairly soon.
Okay.
Um, but like in terms of like the overall kind of story of One Piece, I don't really know its purpose. When I watched it, I was thinking, okay, maybe he's non-canon, but he's canon.
Yeah.
He's this isn't a filler. This is an actual, like, this is all canon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so then Gaimon finds a bunch of chests, in the flashback and yells from above to come up. And as he's yelling that, he falls down into a chest and becomes stuck in it, only to realize that the crew has already left him. He then says, uh, many times since then, the pirates have come to try to, see what was on the island, but he's used the animal abominations to scare him away. He then says that the treasure on the island is his, and Nami offers to go get it. Luffy says that he'll go get it because Nami steals all the treasure she sees. Um, they then hop aboard a half turtle, half elephant and travel towards the big hill. Luffy performs the Gum Gum Rocket to hop aboard the plateau/hill thing. Luffy then reveals that he's found the 5 treasure chests as Egon tells him to throw it down. Luffy says no way, and the other crew members are shocked. And I gotta say, at this moment, I was really shocked too. I'm like, wait, why is Luffy all of a sudden like changing his tone? Uh,
He's very
then
greedy
guy,
now, isn't he?
huh?
He's
What
very
was?
greedy now.
Yeah, it seemed like he was greedy.
Yeah.
Um, but then Gaimon tells him he's a good kid, and he realized that they were probably empty. As Luffy reveals that is true. Um,
Yeah.
Luffy then says at least he found the chests were empty now and not in 20 more years. He then asks Gaimon to join the crew. Gaimon says he realizes that he loves the island so much and that he will never leave it. He says he needs to protect these glorious creatures for years to come, and he can't just leave them there. He says he can now spend all his time caring for the animals as they're his best friends. Luffy says, too bad. Zolo says he'll do fine. Luffy says, after all, he's the strange one as Gaimon tells him to shut his mouth. The animals and Gaimon, wish him off as Gaimon tells the crew to find the One Piece, and they sail off. So
Pretty
yeah,
much everything's pretty much one to one on that. He basically says, like he says, obviously, Luffy goes up, sees that like he gets he opens up one of the treasure chests, and when they tell him to throw it down, he says, I'm not going to, and pretty much the same. Luffy says, yeah, no, they're not filled with anything. All of the treasure chests aren't filled with anything. So yeah, it's just basically that. And then yeah, Luffy offers Gaimon to join his crew, but Gaimon says no, and he says he needs to kind of take care of the animals. He's like grown fond of all the animals exotic creatures. He talks about how like other pirates would kind of come into the island to try to take some of these animals, and yeah, so pretty much 1-to-1 on that.
Yep. So I think the one last thing we have to ask is what was your episode's title and what episode was it?
So on my end, it was episode 18. It's You're the Weird Creature, Gaimon and his strange friends.
Got it.
And there is one bit of manga thing I want to say. So in here we see Usopp, Nami, and Zoro and Luffy. Um, this actually happens before the before Usopp's arc. So in the
Oh,
manga, Usopp is not on the island at all.
wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. It's just Luffy. Or sorry, it's just Luffy, Nami, and Zoro.
So what chapter was this in the manga?
It was a much earlier chapter. I can't remember specifically which one, but it was like a while ago. It was
That's
right
fine.
before it was right before the Usopp saga, the Syrup Village saga, which was Usopp saga. Actually, 1 second, I'll just actually pull it up really quick.
That's just really strange how they chose to put it this much later on. I wondered if
Yeah,
they were gonna cut it out
um,
and then just do something, and then they're just like, "Oh wait, we forgot this one thing or something." I don't know. That's strange.
yeah, that's I'm not really sure if they like cut it out on purpose or if they designed it that way for like a specific reason or something, but yeah, it's just designed this way.
It's just really
Yeah,
strange because I just find it really strange because like with them doing it this way, they had to animate a whole nother character like Usopp, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
And then as far as the manga chapter, I'm actually like very yeah, it's actually chapter 22, Strange Creatures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the chapter where they actually make it to that, and it's actually like not as big. Like actually it's mainly just like Usopp, not sorry, not Usopp, just Nami and Luffy who go in there who find it. Zoro is actually sleeping through the entire thing. uh
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it's mainly just like Luffy and Nami. It was like a quick. It was like I think when I kind of read it online, it was like a really quick like 5 minute. Apparently it was like a quick 5 minute thing. It's just the anime decided to make it like a lot longer and more impactful or something. But yeah, in the regular manga, it's just yeah Luffy and Nami who go and talk to him and do all that. Zoro's just kind of sleeping in the little dinky ship that they had before they got the Going Merry. So yeah,
oh wow, wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
That's totally different.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. The anime just went a little more with it, but I mean yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Well, this is a good episode. We'll look forward to next episode. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you then.